From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 11th, 2018. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said today that he would meet with U.S. President Donald Trump in Washington in March. This would be the fourth meeting between the two leaders since Trump's election. Before that meeting, as we've been reporting to you, Netanyahu will welcome the U.S. Vice President Mike Pence to Jerusalem later this month. And today, Netanyahu welcomed the Vice President of Argentina to Jerusalem, Marta Gabriela Michetti. Michetti is visiting Israel with a delegation of representatives and deputy ministers from the Ministries of Industry, Economy, and Tourism in an effort to expand cooperation with Israel. Michetti later today met with Israeli President Reuven Rivlin, who thanked the Vice President for her country's efforts regarding investigating the terror attack on the Jewish Community Center in Buenos Aires in 1994. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas will visit the European Union headquarters in Brussels later this month. The Times of Israel, citing a report in the Arab daily Al Hayat, said that Abbas will present a, quote, package of demands at the EU on January the 22nd, which will reportedly include recognizing a Palestinian state along the 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as capital, support for UN membership, and financial support. The Palestinians have rejected the U.S. role in overseeing peace efforts with Israel since the U.S. officially recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital, and seem to be looking to the EU for support and for help in achieving their goals. The Times of Israel also reports that the Palestine Liberation Organization, or PLO, might be considering rescinding its recognition of Israel. A member of the PLO's executive committee, Ahmad Majdalani, was cited as telling the Voice of Palestine radio station that committee members met in Ramallah yesterday to talk about this possibility. The Jerusalem Post reported similar developments, saying that the PLO is looking to push a, quote, international formula for achieving statehood, and also reported that Abbas will travel to Russia to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin next month, also to address the U.S. Jerusalem recognition. Israel has sent medical assistance to Zambia to help treat an outbreak of cholera that is plaguing the country. 2 physicians and 1 water engineer from the Sheba Medical Center have been in the southern African country since Friday. A second delegation of 2 more doctors, 2 nurses, and a lab technician arrived in Zambia today. Israel is said to be the first country to send a medical team to help fight the deadly outbreak. And a follow-up to a story we reported to you about this week. Sadly, the missing Jewish college student we told you about was found dead yesterday. 19-year-old Blaze Bernstein was a student at the University of Pennsylvania. He was back home for winter break in Southern California when he disappeared. Police are investigating his death as a homicide. Well, the Jewish Book Council announced their winners for the 2017 National Jewish Book Awards yesterday. Jewish Book of the Year went to Lioness, Golda Meir, and the Nation of Israel by Francine Klagsbrun. Klagsbrun recently sat down with JBS President Mark Golub to discuss her biography about the late Israeli leader. Among the other winners for fiction, The Weight of Ink by Rachel Kadish, Barren Island by Carol Zorf, and A Horse Walks into a Bar by Israeli writer David Grossman were recognized. And editor and publisher of the Jewish Week of New York, Gary Rosenblatt, was recognized with a special award for his support and mentorship of Jewish authors and journalists throughout his career. All the winners will be honored on March the 6th in New York City. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, January the 11th. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study with Rabbi Mordechai Becker. At 8 o'clock, Professor Stephen Cohen of the Hebrew Union College talks about the Israeli public's reluctance to take steps towards implementing a 2-state solution. That's from a JBS exclusive of Limud New York 2016. At 9, Mark Golub reviews key facts that Americans need to know about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and understanding the difficulties of implementing a 2-state solution. That's from the Meadowbrook Women's Initiative at Levittown, New York Library. At 10, National Director Emeritus of the Anti-Defamation League, Abe Foxman, sits down with Samantha Power to talk about her experience fighting for human rights as former U.S. ambassador to the UN. That's from the Museum of Jewish Heritage in New York City. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's the Debka File. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 11th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.